Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. All right. So today is Friday. That means we have story problem today. And Miss Yakimowicz loves the weekend. So she decided to bake some yummy cookies to celebrate the weekend. The little things are what's nice to celebrate, right? So she decided that she wanted to celebrate some chocolate chip with some chocolate chip cookies. So I'm going to read the story problem. Remember, when we read a story problem or when we are solving a story problem, we need to read it 3 times to really understand what's happening and what we're being asked to do. So the first time we're reading, we're thinking about what's happening in the story, what the story is about, and who is in the story. The second time we read, we think about the numbers and what they represent. We pick our number set, and then the last read, the third read, we consolidate all of that information and we figure out what we're being asked to solve or what we're being asked to find out. All right, so I'm going to read the story problem. Remember, make a mental image in your head or a movie in your head if you'd like. All right, here we go. Miss Yakimowicz loves baking. Yes, she does. She baked chocolate chip cookies for her family. Her brother ate chocolate chip cookies. How many chocolate chip cookies does Miss Yakimowicz have left? Okay. So teachers, thank you. When you're ready, put your thumb up to tell me what is going on in the story. And friends, remember, pause the video to give yourself think time. And you can also go back and replay that part if you need to hear it one more time. All right, Miss Hernandez, what was going on in the story problem?
Well, it sounds like Miss Yakimowicz, you baked some chocolate chip cookies for the weekend, but then your brother ate some, and I'm wondering if he asked you for permission or not, because I would be sad if I made cookies and somebody ate them without asking.
Yeah, he
So
actually
since he ate some, we want to find out, how many do you have left?
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly it. And no, he did not ask for permission.
Oh.
My brother does not ask for permission for things like that. And they were right out of the oven, so shame on him. All right. So now we know what's going on in the story. So we're going to pick our number set, and here are the wonderful numbers we have. Remember, we are doing double-digit subtraction with regrouping. So let's see what number we have and what we're going to pick today. Miss T, I'm going to count on you to pick our numbers for today.
Let's try 94 and 35.
94 and 35. And I realized that this pencil is actually a lot thinner, so it helps. 94 and 35, so it's a lot smaller, so you can use that for precision. And then remember, you can use the zoom feature on Seesaw to get to those tough spots. 94 and 35. All right, Miss T, can you read that problem again for us?
Miss Yakimowicz loves baking. She baked 94 chocolate chip cookies for her family. Her brother ate 35 chocolate chip cookies. How many chocolate chip cookies does Miss Yakimowicz have left?
I forgot to tell you that we have to really think about these numbers, but let's go back and let's see. What does the number 94 represent in this story? So 94. Remember, friends, you can pause the video if you need some more think time. Miss Rosales, what does 94 mean in our story?
The total amount of chocolate chip cookies you made.
I made a big batch of chocolate chip cookies. That's a lot. And I'm sure I worked very hard on them. I know I did. So 94 cookies. Wow. What does the 35 represent, Ms. Hernandez?
Those are the cookies your brother ate without asking.
I hope he didn't eat all of those cookies because that's a lot of cookies. Hopefully he shared them because that's too many to eat for one person. But I don't know. He could have. So yes, 94 cookies that I had at first, and then he ate 35 of them. Now what? Let's read the problem for our last time so we can see what we're being asked to solve. Miss Yakimowicz loves baking. She baked 94 chocolate chip cookies for her family. Her brother ate 35 chocolate chip cookies. How many chocolate chip cookies does Miss Yakimowicz have left? All right, Miss T, you know I'm going to ask. What are we being asked to solve?
Well, the question in the problem says, how many chocolate chip cookies does Miss Akimowicz have left? And I know that if you eat something, you don't have it anymore. So at first, Miss Akimowicz baked some cookies, and then her brother ate some, which she doesn't have anymore. So now she has to figure out how many she has left.
Perfect. So I'm going to show that again. Remember, we sometimes use that tape diagram to really show our thinking. It's a tool, and I'm going to show that thinking right here. So this is our tape, and our whole tape is 94 cookies, right? This amount is 94. But then my brother ate a little, maybe more than like a third. So right there, 35 of them he ate, right? These are the 35 that my brother ate. So we're trying to figure out how many we have left. How many I have left for the rest of my family members. All right. So teachers, right now is your time to work on your efficient strategy. I'm going to call on 2 teachers and I'm going to share their work. And one teacher will just verbally explain what they did with their whiteboard. So remember, friends, if you need more work time, you can pause the video to give yourself that work time. All right. Okay, Miss Rosales, can you tell us what strategy did you use to solve the problem?
I did friendly numbers.
Perfect. So I'm going to write that here. 94 minus 35 equals something, right?
Yeah. So then if you notice, I went ahead and decomposed the 94.
Mm-hmm.
So the 94 is now a 90 and a 4. And I decomposed my 35. I had 3 10s, so that's 30. I have 5 1s, so that stays a 5. And I made sure that my ones were here because I wanted close to my other ones. And then I wanted to find a matching number. 5 and 4 are not the same. But
I did the second you decomposed the 5 as well.
Correct. So I wanted them to be the same. And so I decomposed the 5. So I had a 4 and a 1. And I had the 4 and the 4. And we know that 4 take away 4 is 0. So I can just cross that out. And so 4 minus 4 is 0. I rewrote my sentence, 90. And I'm going to take away what's left over, 30 minus the 1. But then I didn't want to draw anymore, like a number line to do it when I know mentally how to count back by 10. So I learned something a long time ago, which is dot numbers, or what do you call it, dot math. And so I drew 3 dots on my number 3, and I counted off by 10. So 90, 80, 70, and 60. And then I took 1 away, and then that was 59.
That also reminds me of Miss Hernandez's strategy before, where she had, where she drew them and then counted back. So she had the 3.
Oh yes,
right, the 3 drawings, and then she went back and she was like 90, 80, 70, and 60. Except she's counting back by 10s. So if it's something that you're familiar with, that would be a great strategy to use if you are familiar with counting back and forward by 10s. All right, go ahead, Ms. Rosales.
Oh, I'm sorry. And so then I rewrote the equation, 60 minus 1.
Oh yeah, 60 minus 1.
And that gave me 59. Because I counted back 1.
Counting back 9. Counting back 1. You have 60, 59. Perfect. And so your answer was 59. All right, Ms. T, can you share your strategy with us?
Yeah, so I actually did the exact same strategy that Ms. Rosales did. So when Ms. Rosales shared her work, I changed my strategy to the 10s and 1.
Oh, you guys are thinking alike.
I know, I learned something new from the beginning of the week that Ms. Rosales showed that strategy, and so I wanted to challenge myself because on our last days of the week, I want to make sure that I'm really learning and growing each time. But I know that the 10s and 1 strategy is a safe one I can use because I feel comfortable with it. So I drew my 94 by writing my 9 10s and my 4 1s here. And then I know because I'm subtracting, I did minus 35 and I subtract the ones first, but I know that I only have 4 in my ones place and I know that's not enough. So I took one of the 10s and I decomposed it to 10 ones again. And then I always put it in 5 rows so that I could count it easier. So I took away 5 here, and then I counted that I had 9 left over. But I can't forget that I'm not just subtracting by 5, I'm actually subtracting by 35. So I have 3 10s I need to take away as well. So I crossed out 3 10s, 1, 2, 3 here, and I was left over with 5 10s here and then 9 ones here. So I got 59 as well.
Perfect. All right, so here I left off when you said that you regrouped. Remember, we need to regroup when we notice that the ones that we're subtracting are bigger, the number is bigger. So right here we see 35 is bigger than 94. Like 4, not the whole number, because 35 is not bigger than 94. 35 is smaller. But when we look at the ones, we know that 5 is bigger than 4, and we cannot subtract 5 from 4 because it's not possible. So what we need to do is we need to regroup a 10 rod and break it up into 10 ones. So then I can take away that 5, and then we're left off with, I want to circle my answer. So I have 9 here, and then just like Miss T said, we need to remember it's not 5, it's 35 that we're subtracting from. That was a mistake that Miss Yakimowicz did earlier this week, and we can't make it again. So that 10 is no longer there because we already regrouped it and used it in our ones. So now we have to take away 3 more 10s. 1, 2, 3, and this is what we have left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10s left over. So our answer is 59. And that's exactly what Miss Rosales got. So it must be correct.
Yay.
So now we know it's correct because we used 2 strategies. And that's why it's really important to use 2 different strategies to make sure that you got the exact same answer. Right, let me write the number sentence because we always need to make sure we have our number sentence here. And the number sentence is 94 minus 35 equals 59. And we know that answer is correct because we checked it twice. Okay. All right, Ms. Hernandez, do you want to share verbally and with your whiteboard what strategy you used?
Sure. I'm always trying to stretch my thinking, so I used a combination of mental math, decomposing numbers, and counting back.
Nice.
So here's what I did. I'm thinking of when I have 94 and I'm going to subtract 35, I broke 35 or decomposed it into a 30 and a 5. So I know that 30 is 3 10s, so I'm going to count back from there. 94, 84, 74, 64. But now I have to minus that 5. So from 64, I'm going to count back 64, 63, 62, 61, 60, 59.
Yeah.
I got the same answer.
Oh, great. So that means that Miss Yakimowicz now has 59 cookies. And I hope and I think that's going to be enough for the rest of our family. But we don't want to forget, right? We submitted it and it's correct. Miss Rosales told us that we're correct, and she's the math brains in our team.
Yay.
So when you're done, don't forget to press the green submit button so that we can see your work, and have fun. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again later.
Pause.
Bye.
Happy birthday, Miss Hernandez. It's Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.